of people are interested in traveling to Australia to work, but they don't just know how to go about it because the Australian work visas are so cumbersome and there are so many subclasses with a lot of requirements you need to meet up with to be able to travel to Australia with these work visas. In today's video, I'm going to give a detailed explanation on how to get a very easy Australian work visa. This visa is quite easy and popular, okay? So my video is going to be a little longer than normal. I really don't like to make very long videos because I know long videos are hard to watch to the very end. But bear with me, it is worth it. Especially for you who has been looking for that great opportunity to go to Australia, work and walk a path towards PR. The visa I'm talking about today is the Australian Temporary Work Visa, which is the subclass 400. This visa allows Australian business people or businesses or companies who are in need of highly specialized skills which they cannot find in the Australian job market to hire offshore qualified applicants who have these skills that they need. With this visa, you get a 3 to 6 months visa to Australia to work in these highly specialized jobs, and you're allowed to work for a period of 3 months. It is in very rare cases that you can exceed a period of 3 months. Now let's talk about what this visa allows you to do and what it doesn't allow you to do, and the advantages of this visa. The reason why I say it is the easiest work visa. Okay. Now, with this work visa subclass 400, you cannot extend this visa. This means that once you get the 3 to 6 months visa to Australia, when the visa expires, you cannot extend it, okay? You are not allowed to extend it, or you cannot even extend this visa in Australia. But there is a way which I will talk about it subsequently. Now let's move on to another thing holders of this visa cannot do or are not allowed to do in Australia. You can work in so many industries or in so many jobs, but you are not allowed to work in the entertainment industry. If you're a holder of the subclass 400 work visa in Australia, stay away from jobs in the entertainment industry because it is a no-no. Okay, now let's talk about the advantages of this visa or the things that you're allowed to do if you're a holder of this visa. First of all, like I said, this visa is the easiest among all the subclasses of the work visa to Australia. With this visa, you don't need a language proficiency proof, okay? You don't need to take the IELTS language exams, and also there is no age limit for applicants of the subclass 400 Australian work visa. This visa is so easy to process, like it takes just a period of 2 to 3 weeks for the visa to be out or for the visa process to be completed as compared to other work visas in Australia, which will usually take a period of 6 to 12 months. So you see why I said this visa is one of the easiest visas to get. Also with the Australian work visa subclass 400, holders of this visa are allowed to travel alongside their families and dependents who are under the ages of 18 years old. You need to know that if you're traveling along with your family and dependents, you need to have enough money to take care of them while you are in Australia. Also, what you need to know about this visa is that it's not as demanding like the other work visas, that you need full sponsorship, you need nomination schemes. It's just a one-step application process. Once the employer in Australia sends a letter inviting you to come over with your highly specialized skills, that he is in great need of your skills, and one, that he cannot find these skills in the Australian job market, and two, that these skills are going to affect his business or are going to help his business to grow, and it's also going to be of a positive impact to the Australian government, then you don't have a problem. Your visa gets approved, you travel to Australia with your family and your dependent. Now let's move back to the part where you cannot extend this visa, okay? It is a short-term visa and you're allowed to work with the same employer in a non-ongoing job, okay? when we talk of highly specialized skills, it might sound a little maybe challenging for some people, but no, the highly specialized skills that is defined in this context, you can have highly specialized skills in maybe farming, in carpentry, in construction. It's not just about engineering, healthcare, and all of that. Okay, the highly specialized skills is narrowed in this context. So check yourself. You can have this highly specialized skills in what you do that maybe an employer in Australia is in dire need of. So let's go. Now let's get to the best part of it. Okay, we all know, I forgot to mention earlier that one of the things that this visa does not provide, or that this visa does not offer, is a pathway to residency. It is a dead end. Yeah, going there, it is a dead end. With this visa, like I said, you're only allowed to stay in Australia for 3 months, but you cannot extend. But that's not the end. Okay, there's always a way to maneuver around and get more good results with this visa things. It's never straightforward. So though you are not allowed to extend this visa, there is no restriction on you changing this visa into another visa. Yes, there is a possibility for you to transition from this visa type into another visa type. Okay, like I said earlier, the Australian work visas are so many, and the type that I would suggest for you to choose if you are transitioning, it is better for you to take the temporary skill shortage visa, which is the subclass 482. With this visa, you have a clear prospect towards permanent residency, because once you apply for this visa, you can get up to 5 years to stay and work in Australia. Now, how do you transition from your substantive visa or from your previous visa to a new visa in Australia within such a short period of time? There is this visa that is called the bridging visa, okay, the BVA. The BVA is like it sounds. It's just a visa that helps bridge the gap between your previous visa and a new visa. Okay, let's say you're in Australia on a subclass 400 work visa, and you want to switch to another visa, which is a long-term visa. What you need to do is, within 2 months of working in your job or of holding your visa, you can already apply for the subclass 482 visa. Well, the visa, as I said, the visa takes a very long time to process. You can also apply for a bridging visa, so that if your substantive visa expires before you get the decision from the new visa you're applying for, you can hold on to the BVA visa. Okay, the bridging visa in Australia is also a whole lot of has a whole different subclasses that we will talk about subsequently in our other videos. Okay, but if the visa you're looking for here, the visa that will really help you is the bridging visa A, which is the subclass 010. Okay, now the video has been very long. Let me try to recapitulate on what I said. I have talked about an easy to get a work visa to Australia, which is the temporary work visa, the subclass 400. I have talked about how you can transition from this visa to another visa, which is the temporary skill shortage visa in Australia, which is the subclass 482. And that the visa that you will need, that will stand like a gap, which will bridge the gap between the two visas, is a visa that is called the bridging visa, subclass 010. Okay, now in our next video, I will talk more about the Australian bridging visa A, visa B, and the visa C. So see you in our next video, and thanks for watching.